Hello Giants fans, welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. It's another defeat story today. The Giants lost to the White Sox 5-3, and this is getting serious. The record now is 40 wins and 36 losses, which I believe would still qualify to hold a playoff spot. Hey, I joined the Giants as a YouTube commentator back in February of this year, and you say, what do you mean that you joined the Giants? Well, I guess I sort of became a part of this whole thing, didn't I? You'd have to admit that much. And I want good news to share with you, but sometimes we just have a team slump, and right now this is a mini slump that they have to break out of. They have already lost this series against the White Sox. So I'm sorry for bringing you bad news yet once again today. I hope it's going to be the last consecutive day I have to be, well, you know the bad news. I'm not going to say bearer of bad news, but I will say when I elaborate on the bad news, I talk about what went wrong here, and a lot of things are going wrong for the Giants right now. But the game today, Logan Webb pitched. That was their chance to win a game, and he wasn't his best. He did give up 5 total runs, but you should know only 3 of them are earned. I know Donovan Walton made an error in the 6th inning for the Giants. 2 runs, 2 unearned runs scored in the 6th inning against the Giants, but they were already behind 3-1 by that time. So Logan Webb, it wasn't his best start today, and unfortunately, an average performance is often not enough when it comes from the person who is supposed to be your great pitcher. It's just an average performance doesn't always carry it, and the Giants' offense does need to get things going earlier. I will say that much. I mean, Lamont Wade Jr., he showed off his power by hitting a leadoff home run in the 1st inning for the Giants to put them ahead 1-0. So it's not like they didn't get things going at all. The first batter of the game, Lamont Wade, he hit the home run. They were ahead 1-0, but Webb, he got in trouble in the 4th inning, and the White Sox took the lead 3-1. The Giants couldn't recover from that, although Darren Ruff had an RBI double in the 8th, and Brandon Belt had an RBI single in the 9th to cut the deficit to 5-3, but it was already too late. So the Giants' error or errors, I can't really say which it was. I kind of can't process all of the information at once here. I believe that there were 2 errors for the Giants, and Donovan Walton made one of them in the 6th inning. But anyway, the 2 final runs of the game for the White Sox were not earned runs, which is unfortunate. But even the earned runs, Webb did give up 3 in 6 innings. That does kind of relegate a pitcher's start to an average performance in some cases. I would say this is one of them. Although it would technically qualify as a quality start, it's not the quality we've seen or need to be able to expect to see from Logan Webb. So this is just one start. Hopefully he will be better the next time, but the situation is getting kind of urgent for the Giants. Like I said, it's a 40-win, 36-loss record right here, and they're going to need to do better. They've just lost their 3rd straight series that wasn't a tie. So the 3rd straight series that couldn't have ended in a tie was lost for the Giants, and thankfully they still have a winning record. Now, in terms of the playoffs, who makes the playoffs? The question would be, with the expanded system, exactly what kind of a record do we think is necessary to get into the playoffs? And that had variability even before the expanded playoff system, because it depends how the other teams do. There are a lot of different records that could be played. I mean, a lot of different standing turnouts based on all of the possible baseball games that could be played. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but those possibilities would probably seem to be infinite sometimes, trying to comprehend how many different possible records overall in MLB can there be if you take each team and how many games they could possibly win or lose, and how does that affect teams that are trying to catch up to one another. So right now we're going to have to hope and assume that a winning record would be enough to give the Giants a playoff spot. And I think, I'm giving my opinion here, I think that the way this season will end will be in a wild card spot for the Giants, where they play a 2 out of 3 series. I would love for them to just grab the division and get on, but only one team from each league does that. So what I think will happen is that the Giants will be playing a wild card series, at the end of this year. And like I said, we'll have to hope and assume for now that a winning record will be enough to get them there. I just don't know right now. We will know more about this as it gets closer to September. But we're in the second half of the season. We've just started the second half of the 2022 season, and I believe if they duplicated the first half. So the big question, the million-dollar question for tonight, if the Giants duplicated their first half of the season in the second half, would they get a playoff spot? I think the answer to that would be yes, because they would have, I believe, 8 wins above losses, and I think sometimes that can be enough to qualify for a wild card spot, even in a normal playoff situation. But this is an expanded playoff situation, and it will be, I think, for the next 5 years, including this year, under the new collective bargaining agreement that MLB and the MLBPA agreed to. So would a duplicate of the first half of the season qualify for the Giants, get them into the playoffs? As things stand now, I believe that it would get them a wild card slot. That's what it seems like. So if they can play like they have been doing. Of course, we want to see better just to make sure. Or if there was any chance they could chase that one team gets it division slot, that would be really nice too. But I'm kind of just thinking right now, get to the playoffs, And the Giants have managed to preserve their winning record, but I'm just saying it's got to go the other direction now. Things need to go the positive direction, and the Giants need to win games. So just very unfortunate, Logan Webb was pitching, and he pitched an average start. That kind of coupled with not the best defense from the Giants, that's what got the White Sox a very comfortable lead, that the Giants' late inning rallies were not enough to overcome. So the interesting thing is, though, if it weren't for the Giants' 6th inning errors, assuming the comeback still would have happened and nothing would have changed, the Giants would have had a chance because they would have been tied at 3, even with the 3 earned runs that Logan Webb ended up allowing. So it was multiple unfortunate things. I can't point exactly to one thing, but I am still maintaining that Logan Webb needs to be not average, but very good, because he is pretty much the Giants' ace right now, unless some fans would call Carlos Rodon the ace. So that's the wrap-up for this game. The Giants need to win tomorrow. A sweep is just not going to look good right now. They need to win. They need to turn this around. It is a critical game tomorrow, and I hope we can see a win. Before it's too late, the Giants need to widen the gap between what they've won and what they've lost. You've been watching Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe to this channel. If you have not, it would be great if you would subscribe. You'll get all these videos in your subscription box. And if you would like to email me, it's gabrielvaughn89@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Let's go Giants. We can still believe in them. They kept a winning record. They held on to the winning record. And even though it got thin and close sometimes, they managed to hold on to it all the way through the first half of the season. So it's whether or not the trend can continue in the second half of the season. And I'm just going to say what we did see Lamont Wade Jr. do, hit a home run. I'm glad to see that just for him and his personal statistics, because I was wondering how he was going to be and if he can be production for the offense, even maybe in that leadoff spot a bit more. That would be great for the Giants. So thank you. Let's go Giants. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.